One, two, three.
Hello everyone, I am Be Better Gamer and welcome to Be Better Gamer Wrestling. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am playing WWF WrestleMania 2000, part of the great series of wrestling games from the CAW development team. And I am bringing you another WrestleMania 2000 call, Dino Bravo. That's right, Dino Bravo, whose name quite recently was trending again because of the Dark Side of the Ring episode that focused on Dino Bravo, and we will get into that, and also my memories of Dino Bravo as a kid watching WWF in the early 90s. Very old school kind of call once again, very simple outfit for Dino Bravo. Profile, moves, fighting style, all that stuff is in the description below. I typed it out all in a spreadsheet for you, so make sure you check on that. But we're gonna go over the appearance first, and again, very simple appearance. I like doing the old school wrestlers because there's not really a whole lot of things to do for their outfits, so they're pretty easy to make. Body size 4, skin tone 0, ring attire, look, I almost left the menu because I thought I was done. Ring attire 0, and light blue, number 14. I do wish the blue was a little bit brighter. He had like this very like baby blue style tights he used to wear, and I don't feel like it's quite represented like that in the game with this color palette, but what can you do? Hair 1, 3, so he had like this bleach blonde hair that went with it, as well as I went with hair 2, front hair 50. For no wristbands. I always put wristbands on my wrestlers, but Dino Bravo, I never saw him wear wristbands in all the videos I was watching of him. Regular knee pads, default color, again with the boots, kept it with 1 light blue, so 14, and then 22 for the white laces. Again, not as vibrant a light blue as I would have liked, but you know, working with what I have here for WrestleMania 2000. And then also the second outfit kept the baby blue tights, but went with white boots for that one. Third outfit, he sometimes wore, he actually wore this outfit a lot, and I was very surprised. He wore black tights with red knee pads and red boots, and the boots had like black and red on them, but in order to reflect that, I just put the laces being black. Pretty cool outfit, I thought. Very simple again, but my memories as a kid of Dino Bravo was always in that baby blue, so when I went back and watched some of his even, you know, earlier matches in WWF, I was surprised to see the black and the red used so often. And another outfit you saw him use quite a bit was the light green outfit. Again, can't really get that really pastel green that you would want, but just use light green for the tights. But for the boots, use regular green, so number 5, because his boots were always a darker shade than his tights. And there you go, Dino Bravo. A lot of fun making this call because it went back to the early days of the 90s in WWF, watching a lot of videos, but also I enjoyed finishing this call because if you notice, all my call slots are filled. Original call slots 1 and 2 are all filled. If you've been following me on this channel for a while, or if you're just discovering this call on my channel, I have now 16 calls uploaded from WWF WrestleMania 2000. You can fill an entire N64 memory pack. I actually just bought a new memory pack, a 4x N64 memory pack, because I like to think that these 16 calls in WrestleMania 2000, maybe this is the end of my season 1, right? And if the largest N64 memory pack you can get is a 4x memory pack, maybe I'll go 4 seasons of WrestleMania 2000 calls. Can I do it? Can I make 4 seasons worth of WrestleMania 2000's calls? We'll see. But Dino Bravo ends my first 16 calls of WrestleMania 2000 that I have uploaded to YouTube. So thank you so much everyone for watching these videos, and keep leaving in the comments, you know, other wrestlers you would want to see me try to make in WrestleMania 2000 or No Mercy or Virtual Pro Wrestling 2. I'm going to keep doing the same thing with No Mercy and Virtual Wrestling 2. Try to fill up those memory cards so that people have calls that they could make in the year of 2020, you know, more than 20 years ago from when this game came out. We're going to do a match, Dino Bravo versus Paterson. I chose Paterson because Dino Bravo started wrestling in 1970, and he was a big star over in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, which was his home country, Canada. And the Montreal wrestling scene had a lot of big stars go through it, and one of them was Pat Paterson. So when Pat Paterson was sort of like winding up his career, Dino Bravo was coming in to the Montreal scene, and they only crossed paths a few times, mostly tag team matches, never like a one-on-one as far as I could tell in my research. But if you know of a one-on-one Dino Bravo Pat Paterson match, please let me know in the comments below, because that'd be interesting to see. But he was a big star in Quebec and Montreal, and he's so big people would call him the Hulk Hogan of Montreal. And I didn't realize that. I didn't realize he was that big of a star until quite recently, specifically until the Dark Side of the Ring episode of his status, because I always remembered him as this heel. Another thing in WWF with the blonde hair, the blue trunks. Another thing was when he was over in Canada, in his home country, he had black hair. He's actually part Italian, so he had this like very dark black hair, and they bleached him blonde so that he could be more of a heel in WWF when he joined around 1986, which is actually the year I was born. And he would stay with WWF until about 1992. Now, WWF at that time, a lot of old school wrestling promotions, and even WWF at the time, they would have two types of promotions. Either you would have your babyface promotion, where you sort of had what they would call a heel factory, where heels would come in and out to face your top babyface, but your babyface was always on top. And then you'd have your other, where you had the heel on top, and then you had like your main one or two baby faces always chasing that heel. WWF was definitely a heel factory promotion because Hulk Hogan was on top, so they would bring in all these heels year after year, months after months, to face Hulk Hogan, their top babyface. Dino Bravo was brought in for that, even though he was a top babyface in his country. I don't know why the decision was with that. Allegedly, there was supposed to be a match between Hogan and Dino Bravo. That was supposed to be a joint match between WWF and the promotion Dino Bravo was with at the time. And rumors has it that the match was canceled because they felt that Hulk Hogan was going to get booed against the hometown hero. And, he had to do whatever he could at the time to protect Hulk Hogan and Hulk Hogan's image, especially in the late 80s. But eventually, Dino Bravo would be persuaded over to WWF, much like how WWF got a lot of people from different territories into their company and then be given a completely new makeover to disassociate them with sort of their audience before they came into WWF, a tactic that WWF has used repeatedly throughout the years. Even to this day, they still do it. Not as egregious as they used to do it, but it still gets done. And, it seemed like he was destined to go up against Hogan, to be another heel against Hogan, but he never got that big one-on-one pay-per-view match with Hogan. The biggest highlight was probably his Survivor Series match with Hogan, where he led the team of the Natural Disasters, where it was Bravo, Earthquake, Haku, and Barbarian, against the Hulkamaniacs, Hogan, Bossman, Tugboat, and Jim Duggan at the Survivor Series 1990. That, as a kid, was like my most memorable thing about Dino Bravo, was that Survivor Series match. But really, he's probably more well known for his death. In 1993, about a year after he retired from WWF and pro wrestling, he was found shot dead in his living room about 17 times in the head and chest. Okay, 17 times in his living room. The door was open, no forced entry, and he was basically assassinated. He was basically murdered in cold blood in his own home. And I highly recommend you watch The Dark Side of the Ring. There's a lot of complicated nuances to the story that I can't quite get into. I don't have enough time here with this CAW video, but highly recommend season 2, The Assassination of Dino Bravo. It's on Dark Side of the Ring. There we go, doing the big side slam as his finisher. His finisher was just a side slam. They always called it a side suplex, and I don't know why. But yeah, the murder of Dino Bravo is probably the most fascinating thing about his story, his legacy. Sadly, the Dark Side of the Ring episode goes into great detail about that, about like his possible ties with the mob and smuggling cigarettes, but also his struggles of coming into the WWF. So it was fun watching that episode, not just for this call, but going back and looking back at his career in WWF within that context. Still an unsolved mystery. No one ever discovered who was behind the murder of Dino Bravo, and who knows, we might never know, which is kind of a sad story because he did leave behind a wife and a daughter. He did have a family. As for recommended matches, I do want to say there's a Bret Hart match on the network with Dino Bravo. I mean, Bret Hart makes everyone look good, but he made Dino look especially well that night, so go ahead and check out that match. Check out my other calls, and stay tuned for Season 2 of WrestleMania 2000 calls in the future. I am Be Better Gamer. Until next time, keep watching all the wrestling. Thank you.